Hello, Trev here from Trevs Bees on Facebook and YouTube. Today's little lesson is going to be about Varroa treatments, particularly synthetic treatments, and in particular Hive and Varroa. We obviously don't use them both at the same time, but they both have a somewhat similar effect, hopefully to kill all the Varroa. So Hive comes in this packet, 10 strips in the pack, and Varroa comes in these little tinfoil packs, and there's 4 in a pack. Varroa have got these little hooks over the side, and you sit them over the frame. We'll show you that in a minute. And Hive come like this, 2 strips together. So you break them, pull them apart, and they've got a little hole in the top. And I put a match through there, and I can suspend that in the frame. We'll show that in a minute as well. So both of them have the same treatment life, around about 8 weeks. Don't want to go under 8 weeks, but you don't want to go much over the 8 weeks either. So let's just say 8 weeks for both. The instructions for Varroa and Hive both say how many treatments to put in for a brood chamber. So fortunately, I was just talking with Dave Black over the weekend and asked him what a chamber signified. And a chamber scientifically is classed as 8 frames of full depth brood. We'll repeat that. A chamber is classed as 8 full depth frames of brood. So behind me here I have this double full depth hive. So this requires 8 strips of Varroa or 4 strips of Hive, because I know it already has about 15-16 frames of brood in there. It's important that we don't undertreat. So let's get into the hive and we'll have a look. So I give a puff of smoke. I put my gloves on. I roll my gloves on inside out when I take them off. Blow them up, and if they don't inflate, I know they've got a hole in them, and I throw them away. The bees don't like stinging through these, and I don't get covered in propolis. However, the drawback is that because they are nitrile, plastic, whatever you want to call it, they do build up a lot of moisture inside them. So by the end of a day's beekeeping, they're full of water from perspiration. Always put your suit on. No one needs to get beaten up by the bees, and you never know when they're going to decide to get grumpy. So here we go. We'll put a bit of smoke in the front, take the lid off, put it on the ground, hive mat, queen excluder, which is not in use, comes off. Okay, I've opened the hive up, I've been through the hive, I've already put the treatments in the bottom box, and I'm just going to show you now how I put the treatments in the top box. give a little bit of smoke just to quieten the bees down. And just in here is a particularly nice frame of brood. Alright? But the queen is laid through all 9 of these frames up in the top. So the first one I'm going to put in is a bave roll. Bave roll has these little wings. We create a gap in here, put them down, and we clip those little legs over the side. And that sits in there. Now that's actually sitting on the brood. I'll then put another one here, and another one down here, and another one over here. And halfway through that brood of that cycle of 8 weeks, I will go in here and I will reverse those. So this one will come down here, this one will come down here, this one will go down here, and that one will go down here. So we've always got the treatments sitting over the brood. Apivar, we're not going to leave these in here because this hive has already been treated. I'm just doing this video just so you can see it. You can clip these little lips out, legs out, make a bit of space, and you can sit them down, but as you can see they actually hang right up in the air and it's hard to get the lid down. They come conveniently with a little hole in the top, so I put a match through there, drop that down there and sit that like that. That's right on the brood nest, where the brood is, cap brood, and I will have 2 of those per brood chamber, 4 in a box. Bave roll, 8 in the double box, 4 per box itself. They will stay there for 8 weeks. These also, just like the bave roll, will get swapped from one place to another. Okay, so that's it for treating the hives for Varroa, Apivar and bave roll. 4 strips per brood box is easier to remember. 2 strips of Apivar per brood box, both for 8 weeks. You shouldn't be too far wrong. Remember to take them out. So that's it. Please look us up on YouTube, Facebook. Please subscribe to YouTube, and we'll be catching you around in the beehive. Have fun.